Good afternoon, and welcome to this brief presentation on how to engage management and employees in the workplace to ensure a thriving safety culture. My name is Eric Gislason. I'm the Executive Director of the National Association of Safety Professionals, as well as a principal trainer with over 30 years of experience in the EH field. So, we all struggle with this as safety professionals. How do we engage employees at all levels, management, supervisors, and hourly employees, to consider safety as a core value within the organization? Well, the short answer is through proper training and education, which arguably are going to be the driving forces to reduce injuries and illnesses in your workplace. I really want to emphasize that it's proper training that will make an employee or a manager actually stop and rethink the ways that they've been performing a task to consider if they are placing themselves in harm's way. Now, this is a mission statement from a Fortune 500 company. It's a safety and health policy. Let's skip to the second bullet point, and it says, we cannot meet our objectives without everyone's attention and involvement. We all need to be personally accountable for our safety and health and for the safety and well-being of those around us. This accountability begins with authentic leadership engagement. How we manage, the priorities we set, and the behaviors we exhibit all serve as guides for where we set the bar on safety and health. Folks, I like how it emphasizes we all need to be personally accountable for our safety and health. This should be emphasized at your facility as well, placing ownership on personal responsibility. Now, that safety management system mission statement is part of a larger safety management system. Every company should have developed a safety management system by now, whether it's required or not. Safety management systems go way above simple OSHA compliance. They focus on the human factors aspect of safety, and they involve all levels of personnel. Examples of SMSs include ISO 45001, which actually used to be OSAS 18001. And if you live in California, you may be required to implement an I2P2, and even ANSI has their own version of a safety management system as well. So at its core, a safety management system is really a process, not simply a document that gathers dust on your shelf. It includes continuous improvement elements, methods for managing safety risks, means for goal setting, planning, and measuring performance. It becomes the basis for the development of your safety culture. Gosh, I wish I had time to go in more detail on the slide, but continuous improvement is such an important aspect of your system. You should be implementing Plan, Do, Check, Act projects on many of your safety endeavors that help drive down injuries, illnesses, and workers' comp cases in your facility. Regardless of the type of safety management system, these 6 elements will remain the same. Of course, it starts at the top with management commitment. Without management commitment, your safety program will be like a ship without a sail. Equally important is employee involvement. If you haven't challenged your employees to become involved in safety, guess what? Injuries will continue to occur. We will discuss how to do this in a second. Of course, next is hazard or risk identification along with corrective actions. Remember, you have to fix the issues you found. Education and training, of course, on all of these elements. And then finally, annual program evaluation. Is your safety management system working? What improvements can be made? Do we need to allocate more resources, more personnel, more training? That's part of program evaluation. Folks, from the moment someone steps foot in your door, they should receive safety training. They need to know the rules of your company, your site, your location. Now, obviously, some of this training can be awareness only. You're not going to teach somebody who's not authorized to do lockout tagout how to place a lock and tag on a piece of equipment, but you're certainly going to teach them on what it means to have the lock on there, and under no circumstances should they remove it. That's going to be part of your awareness training everybody should have. Okay, monitoring for effectiveness. Continuous monitoring should occur by you and other staff members. This could include safety committee members, emergency responders, or really any employee who sees an unsafe act or unsafe condition. And they need to understand it's their responsibility to report these findings. No one should be afraid to report unsafe acts or unsafe conditions. And then we have supervision and reporting. Think about the only way to ensure your workers are carrying out their safety obligations is to have adequate supervision. And I'm talking about supervision from their direct supervisor, not from you or just you. You cannot be everywhere at all times. Get your supervisors involved. Safety comes from all levels, not just from the board level. And believe me, I know this can be difficult with supervisors, especially if they're being pushed from the production side of things, but that's what you have to do. So, how do we get upper level management involved? The CEO, the plant manager, the facility manager? There's lots of ways. I'm not going to read this entire slide, but suffice it to say that employees really need to see upper management are seriously concerned about safety through their activity on the floor and participation in meetings. And most importantly, managers should lead by example. Similarly, employees can be involved in a variety of ways as well. Get them involved in your inspection process. What about incident investigations? They learn a lot from that. Doing risk assessments, setting up frequency and criticality. They should be involved in safety committees, be on these meetings, and help you develop training and training sessions, safety and health teams. There's lots of ways to get your employees involved. Make certain you educate your employees about why it is important to have their involvement. Having your employees make decisions like input and output objectives and their role within your safety scheme actually empowers them. This is key to developing a safety health culture. Explain to them the concept of interdependence, the idea that they are their brother's or their sister's keeper. Believe me, there are obvious challenges and obstacles for effective engagement. Consider priorities versus value. Now, if your motto is safety first, unless it interferes with production, then that's an issue. Safety should be a value, not a priority, and should not change based on production or other competing priorities. And then think about lack of measurement, knowledge, or motivation. The key here is continued reinforcement and recognition of employee engagement through recognizing and rewarding safe behavior, not just unsafe behavior. I'm going to tell you, speaking from experience, that a simple attaboy or attagirl goes a long way in reinforcing safe behavior. People like being acknowledged for things they do right. Motivating employees to a job or a task to do it safely for the right reason can be very difficult. I get that. We have to overcome a person's natural tendency to perform a task quickly, efficiently, and with few undesirable hindrances, like that pesky use of personal protective equipment. Folks, working safely is not inherent. We are constantly having to gauge our employees' state of mind. Are they distracted? Are they in a hurry? Are they frustrated or tired? Or have they just become complacent? We have to overcome these states of mind and get them to buy into the belief that doing a job safely benefits them, their coworkers, and the company. And finally, I like this one. Look at this. The highest safety performance that can be expected from people is the minimum level that is established, reinforced, and maintained by action. Think about this. If we do not enforce, for example, people to wear earplugs in an area that requires, then many won't do it. I've been to many sites where there's lots of safety rules that weren't enforced and lots of excuses as to why. Don't set rules for employees that you're not going to enforce. So, in conclusion, we engage and empower management employees through the use of a safety management system. We develop that safety management system to reflect the type of safety culture we're trying to achieve. We get involvement through management and employees in a variety of ways that we discussed, and we're always setting goals for continuous improvement. And then finally, most importantly, we train, and reinforce everyone on rules and standard operating procedure as it pertains to safety at your facility. If you can do this, then you're well on your way to implementing a healthy and vibrant safety culture. Now, if you have any questions, please feel free to email them now. Thank you so much.